December 2019. It's one of those years and month I will never forget. I was talking to a bunch of friends and family. They all had the same theme. 2020 is going to be their year. Everyone, 2020, 2020. Even my mom called me. She says, son, Jesus Christ, hallelujah, 2020 is going to be a great year. I chuckle a little because 20 years prior to that, my mom had called me, 1999. I don't know if you guys remember Y2K, the plane's going to fall off from the sky. Well, my mom is a devoted Christian. She called me, she says, son, December 31st, Jesus Christ is coming when the clock strikes 12. He's taking all his children with you, and I would love for you to come with me and Jesus Christ to heaven. We know what happened after that, right? So anyway, so I'm thinking about 2020. I'm not really a social media guy. I go on Instagram, and I'm seeing everyone posting memes and posts about 2020. I don't know what it is about 2020. I don't know the 2020 vision thing, the numbers. I decided I'm not going to go away. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to atone myself and take 2020 peacefully. Because I never understood this whole New Year's resolution thing, right? How do you just take one day to change your life? Oh, I'm going to lose a lot of weight. Well, what happened for the last 12 months, right? So anyway, I go into December 31st, 2020 came in, felt like any other year. Couple weeks into January, I decided to go breakfast, one of my favorite places in LA, microbiotic place, eat my buckwheat pancakes. I get a call from a friend. He says, yo, did you hear what happened? I said, what? He said, Kobe died. I said, Kobe who? He said, Bryant. So I go on Instagram, I go on Google, I don't see anything. Now, I don't know about you guys, but you know how there's some people you just believe just won't ever die, right? Like I remember Christopher Reeve's Superman, felt like he would never die. Or Morgan Stanley. I mean, I'm 48 years old. I remember watching Morgan Stanley when I was 3 years old on Sesame Street, and he's live and kicking to this day. You know, he's like God. You just don't believe some people would die. It's almost like they conquer immortality. 40 minutes later, all the news outlets reported Kobe tragically had passed away. Now, it hit a little bit hard for me because a month prior to that, I was with him at Diddy's 50th year anniversary, and it hit hard. Now, while that was happening, in the far, far, far east, there was rumblings and whispers about something. Walking to February, these whispers started to get louder, something about a virus. Now, we as Americans, in recent memory, we've seen a couple viruses come, right? SARS, Ebola. Remember the kid who got on a plane to come to America? They switched the plane back, quarantined the dude for like 20 days. So we always thought, oh, it's like any other virus. Geographically speaking, they always seem to contain it where these viruses emerge from. But there was a word that they used that made all of us say, whoa, lockdown. Lockdown. I remember thinking to myself, what does that mean? Because we never witnessed it. There was no historical reference to it. I mean, when you think about it, the turn of the last century, 1918 to 1920, Spanish flu, no lockdown. World War I, World War II, no lockdown. Great Depression, no lockdown. Cuban Missile Crisis, no lockdown. Vietnam War, no lockdown. Civil rights riots, no lockdown. 70s, 80s, 90s, no lockdown. 9/11, no lockdown. The Great Recession, no lockdown. So what does a lockdown mean? One Sunday morning, March 15, I fly to New York with a friend of mine. We get to New York. About 3 o'clock, we land. I decided to go take a nap. Got up at 7, starving. There's this restaurant I love right down the street from me. I go to the restaurant is closed. Okay, I go to Bond Street. That's closed. I tried to go to my Jamaican spot. That's closed. I call my assistant, Kim, order me some Noble, I'm gonna go pick it up. She calls me back, Noble 57th, Noble downtown is closed. Oh, by the way, your favorite Cuban restaurant in Midtown is closed. Now, I didn't put two and two together because, I'm in my space, I'm in my world, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, I gotta eat something. I'm standing right in front of Wendy's. I don't like fast food. I'm a quinoa type of guy, to be honest with you. So I said, I'm gonna get the best of the worst. There's a restaurant I know, no matter what's going on this planet, it always stays open. I don't care if there's an alien ship hovering around New York City, it's gonna stay open. It might even send some food to the aliens. I walk 20 blocks, I get there, and Subway is closed. I call several other Subways, and they're all closed. I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I was sincerely concerned. It was just around 8 o'clock at night, Sunday, about 74 degrees, but it was eerily quiet. So I'm like, you know what? I'm used to fasting. I go home, I deal with it the next morning. I get up, I had somewhere to go, an appointment. I go to my appointment. When I get there, everyone was like in a mayhem. New York City just said they're going into a lockdown. I said, whoa. Book me the next flight back to LA. Because if there is a lockdown, I think I'm better situated to navigate in LA. So I fly to LA. As I get to LA and I get home, it just dawned upon me. It was like I had an epiphany. What have happened now is the planet is about to teach us the word reset. Reset is one of the most understated, underappreciated, undervalued word. It's a characteristic that we don't attribute to us, like courage, endurance, resilience. When we think of reset, we think of setting your clock. You reset your clock or your watch, right? We don't think of it like it's a natural progression in life that you need to. Because what is reset? Reset is you rethink, you reanalyze, recalibrate, revalue, readjust, rebrand, redefine. All of those are the subtext of reset. So I get home in LA. I didn't want to do what everyone else I think was going to do. Stay, lock down, hope for the best, eat, Netflix, Amazon Prime. My partner out of London, we got a startup. We decided we're going to continuously work. Call, strategic partnership, Fortune 500 companies, because we want to be ready for when this does open. We was continuously working. So for the better part of March, April, May, was home doing our work. May, I decided to start traveling, go back to New York. But unfortunately, a tragic happened in May that almost pinned down the country, the killing of George Floyd. We started to see the whole country protest, more than 40 states. We've never seen protests and unrest like this, not even during the Civil War. And it wasn't just here in the States. It was 60 other countries, Europe, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea. May, June, July, protests. I witnessed it in LA, New York, Miami. I get a call from a friend of mine, Dave Chappelle, in August. He said, hey, Pras, I'm doing a birthday party. I'd love for you to come and celebrate it with me. I said, no problem. The timing was kind of perfect because I was heading to LA anyway. So I said, let me stop in Columbus. He said, by the way, you think the Fugees could come and perform? I said, come on, Dave, that's never going to happen. So I get to Columbus, drop my bags to the hotel. Now, Dave, he doesn't want anyone around him until you first get tested. So he's actually the first person that I saw had a COVID testing facility. When it got tested, I was clear. So I meet with Dave. I was like, what's this thing with this party? You know, it's going to be at the house? I said, no. You know, I do shows 6 days a week, and it's going to be, my party's going to be part of the show. I said, what do you mean show? I thought the country's on lockdown. He said, no, I spoke to the governor. He allowed me to do shows in a cornfield. In a cornfield? But everybody practiced social distancing. So Dave Chappelle said, man, I don't want to just sit around home. I'm able to just perform every day, and every other week, I invite my friends to do something special. Like last week, Chris Rock was there. So Dave Chappelle understood he had to reset. So now he readjusted, right? Bill Maher came that week. Kevin Hart came. We had a great time. Fly back to LA with Kevin. We get to LA. Kevin said, hey, listen, man, if you're around, I'm doing this rehearsal at a hotel for my Netflix special. Could you come down? Just let me know what you think. You know, I invite about 20 people. They don't know what's going on. They just come and I just do my gig and see how people feel. Like, oh, okay. He readjusted. Now, by that time, we're going towards the end of August. I think at this point, we all realized 2020 is not the year we thought it was going to be, right? It's pretty much a dud. But we're going into the fall. I think most of us is like, man, I just want to get this year over. We're hearing about second wave, third wave. Let's try to get out of this peacefully and then get to 21. But there's an elephant in the room. It's an election year. Doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. The incumbent is either going to get back in or ex-vice president is going to make history with a woman vice president. We knew what happened. I'm back in December 2020. Now, the irony of a year ago compared to this year, all my friends, all the posting, all the memes, now one person said 21 is going to be their year. So I decided I'm going to do a repeat. I'm going to go back and atone myself, get prepared for 21. And the same thing happened. The year came in like any other year. We had a little bump in January, but now we're in real time. We're in May. Remember everybody said New York is dead? New York will never come back again. I don't know about you guys. Looks like it's live right now to me. There's traffic, people walking down the streets, right? We're New Yorkers. We're resilient. That's what we do. But I'm going to say this. The few of us that saw what transpired in the last 18 months, what we understand is this. To continuously pursue your goals, to continuously pursue greatness, there's a couple of things that you have to know and understand. The main thing is this: no matter what happened moving forward, we know in a couple of months from now, the country's going to be completely open. They said it's going to be, I think it's going to be one of the greatest summers in our lives. They compared it to the Rolling 20s, right? But you know how we are. We tend to forget things, right, as we move on, right? But the few of us who understood what happened, because if the planet was speeding at 1,000 miles per hour and the pandemic made it suddenly stop, it's like speeding on the highway, going 150 miles an hour, and you see a police officer and you pump the brakes, right? So what happened with this planet? It happened because for the first time, when it stopped, the Pacific Ocean, you started to see all these dolphins swimming now because we weren't tampering with the ocean. China, for the first time, the skies were blue. Even in India, they were able to see the Himalayas because everyone was home. I don't know if we all took advantage of this reset, but the ones who understood or understand what that meant, it means we just mastered the art and the philosophy of reset. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.